Hey everybody, Kenney Heath here with the Whitney Wildcat Sports Network. We're here with the Coach David Haynes' show. And here he is, our athletic director and head football coach of your Whitney Wildcats, Coach David Haynes. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. Excited. Time, seems like it takes forever, but time just flies by. Seems like not too long ago we were in the middle of last season, but here we are about to start 2026.
Yes, no, man, our kids, they're excited about, two-a-days and the potential of this season. So we're excited to get back to it.
Well, we got into it a little bit before we started recording, but one of my questions was, your thoughts on your team, going into week two of, I believe we're in week two of practice, and how you feeling?
Feel real good. We're healthy right now. I pray that we stay healthy for the long haul. They've been practicing hard, and then this is a really, really good group of kids. I believe we have 23 seniors on this team, and at a 3A, sometimes that's never heard of.
Yeah, that's
so
exceptional.
Just to see how they're gelling and how they practice with each other, how they communicate with each other, and the want to from all the kids, man, it's been really good.
Yeah, so you got 23 seniors. You bring back a ton of starters. You lost, I think, one starter on the offensive line and then another guy that played quite a bit. And, of course, you lost Tay, which is a phenomenal running back. Then on defense, you lost, Saucy and Delvion, and then I forgot number 8's name.
Aiden Albright.
Aiden Albright, yeah. And I don't know why I forgot his name. He did so good. So how, are you seeing guys stepping up that can be able to fill those spots where you're losing people?
Yes, like I look at the replacing Tay, and like I said, Tay is a once in a lifetime type of running back, but the one that was behind him, Edgar Sanchez, is a starter. He's a 3-year starter at other schools. He was just behind a good running back. That kid is going to have a year. The way he hits the hole and his vision, and he's not very big, but he's hard to tackle.
Yeah, and I enjoyed watching, they call it, I think Hightower calls him Eddie, and so a lot of times on a broadcast last year when he'd get the ball, we'd say, run, Eddie, run, and he was fun to watch, and I agree with you. I think he's going to have a tremendous year, and that's one of the exciting things. Of course, you've got the well-knowns like Colby and Colt and KJ and Big Chris and stuff like that, but seeing these other guys get their opportunity, I think is going to be really fun to watch.
Yes, it is. And I got to throw some credit down to our offense and defensive line. Jordan McGill, my God,
yes.
He is special. Oh, my God, that kid, the stuff he does without the football, like I say, you're not going to notice him on Friday night because he doesn't get the ball. He's not going to score a touchdown. But, man, he controls the game in the trenches, and he's one of the best that I've been around. And I've been telling him this. I have a friend that played in the NFL named Kelvin Beachum, played from Mahia,
yep,
played
absolutely.
at SMU, and he reminds me exactly of Kelvin Beachum.
That's awesome that you brought that up, because another question I was going to be, and I'll go ahead and add Big Chris and those guys on the defensive line. They impact a game that you really don't see on a stat sheet. A lot of times last year, Big Chris was hurt, but when he was in there, he was getting double teamed just about every play, and you don't see that. But that really opens up your linebackers and other people to go in there and make plays.
Yes, it does. Chris, Jordan McGill. Let's see who we got. Hayden. Chavez, and I know I'm missing some other guys on that defensive line. They are so dominant and quick off the ball. Where, we had an inter-squad scrimmage this last weekend, and you can't run the ball. And so I'm back there, and I'm pissed off because we're not blocking them. But there's going to be a lot of other teams that we play that are not going to be able to block them too. So it's a good problem. But those guys, man, they're so dominant up front that those linebackers' jobs and secondary, they make their job easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Coach, another question. So, on the offensive side of the ball, when you've got dudes like Kobe and Edgar and KJ and Rex and all, I think you're really deep at wide receiver from looking on paper. the offense is going to be probably a little bit ahead of the defense going into the start of the season. You look at the defensive side of the ball, and you got all-state guys in Colt Poor, Jackson. You talked about McGill and Big Chris. What's that learning curve on the defense? When do you expect your defense to kind of be hitting on all cylinders? You want them to be there week one, or do you think there's going to be kind of some growing pains? And this is the second year underneath a new defensive coordinator. What's your expectations on the defense?
Well, of course, the expectations are high. Like I said, I got to hold them to the fire. Offensively, we averaged 49 points a game last year. And like I said, we're looking to grow on that. Defense, we averaged giving up 20, I want to say it was like 20, 21 points a game. And so when I talked with my defensive coordinator, Mitch Rodden, man, he is one of the smartest guys that I've ever been around in my 18 years as far as X's and O's. And he has those kids. They're playing right now. They know the scheme. They're flying around. And he's a big analytics guy. So, like I said, he has all these numbers that I don't care about. But he has all these numbers, and he's showing them to me. And so when he calls a defense and when they practice defense, they're practicing with a purpose. So, like I said, we got to eliminate the big plays. We gave up big plays on 3rd and 4th down last year that hurt us. And so knocking that down, I believe that would knock that average down of 21 points into hopefully the teens or the single digits. And so that's kind of the goal of our defense.
Yeah, and I think I did get that question a lot. You know, just kind of had some broken plays in the secondary a couple of times. And I think the main thing that just maybe some inconsistency, because you look at the Grandview game and our defense played lights out. And then, you go in the playoffs, that first round game, we did, like you said, we did give up some points. So consistency maybe, is that a goal there?
Yeah, being consistent and just knowing your assignment. And because like I said, you look at and people scored on broken assignments. So we're rolling coverage and we roll the wrong way, or we don't get in the middle of the field at the right time. That's the stuff that got us beat. That's the stuff that we've been working on also.
All right, Coach, last question. This is for you, and it's about Kobe. So this is his senior year. And just tell me how you manage, what's the process of enjoying watching your son play his last year of high school football. You went through this once before with Trey, so now you're doing it probably for the last time, unless Delilah's going to suit up one day. But you gotta watch and enjoy your son play his senior year of high school football. But you also got a team to coach. So how do you kind of balance that?
Oh man, first of all, before I get to Kobe, this senior class, when I got here, they were 8th graders. And then how they welcome Kobe into the class has been a blessing. They're all such close friends. I had like 15 of them spend the night at my house on Kobe's birthday. And so, like I said, a great group. Kobe, man, special player. I'm really going day to day. I don't want to think towards, September and October and November, December. I don't want to think about that. It's really just coaching him day to day and, making sure that our relationship is strong and that he's getting everything he can out of high school football, because he's graduating December and he's going off to TCU in January. Again, building that relationship, making sure that me and him have the best moments that we can, and then also getting him mentally ready to go into TCU, where he can go compete in spring ball and, try to get some playing time or whatever his goal and plans are with those coaches. But, still developing him, but enjoying it.
That's a great answer. And I told you wrong. I got one more question. Friday night, we got our first scrimmage against Clifton. Meet the Wildcats that night, and I think we're going to actually do a little broadcast and maybe do a preseason show and maybe broadcast a live quarter on the network. What's your goal here going into Clifton? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to be kind of vanilla with your play calling. Don't want to get a whole lot out on film. Just get everybody in and out of there healthy. Get some guys some reps that maybe don't get a whole lot in practice. What kind of goal do you have for this scrimmage?
I mean, it's all of that. Definitely getting out healthy. I got to get them to week 1. Mm-hmm. Getting some of my young kids some valuable playing time where they're not just seeing like our kids, they're going to get some other kids. And like I look at safety Dayton Walter, man, that kid, he's special, and he just needs more and more reps. But man, one thing I like about that kid is he's a sophomore, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't yelled at him since the first day of practice. He's continuing to get better. I need to see guys like Rex Gatlin, who's going to be a primary threat for us, get out there and catch balls in the game. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. And then I'm looking for that diamond in the rough. Each year we found a kid that hasn't played football in a year or is coming off JV, and they become a big-time playmaker for the varsity. So we're looking for that kid right now.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate your time. This is episode 1, and we're going to be with you. We're going to do this just about every week throughout the season, and we'll see you Friday night.
Thank you, sir, and go Wildcats.